I hope everyone is doing well this very early morning. I am your GM this morning, Dana, and if y'all want to just introduce yourselves, you don't have to introduce your characters yet, while I just grab my notes.
Right.
I'll go. Oh, go ahead, please.
Oh no, I was gonna say rock paper scissors for it. Like,
hey, I rolled.
You go
20.
first.
No.
Oh yeah.
You volunteered.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Yep. My name's Alexandria Wright. I am a DM over at Dungeons and Do-Gooders. And she, her pronouns, and I identify as pansexual. And I have twins, which is my special superpower.
Staying sane with twins. That would be an absolute special superpower.
Yeah.
Staying sane.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust me, it's harder than you think.
No, I think it's pretty fucking hard. Oh wait, we're allowed to swear on the stream, right? No, it's early morning.
I hope we are.
Taryn, you rolled a 19. Go.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty big initiative. For somebody with a dex of 0, or well, dex modifier of 0. So my name is Taryn. I am a musician and gamer in general. I have a SoundCloud that I run, where I put up some instrumental, some vocal tracks that can be, I have stuff for like whether you want a bed for a podcast transition or a ringtone or whatever. I have that that I maintain. I'm also a member of a podcast that is kind of in development at the moment, called End of Plays. We play different game systems.
That's such a good name.
Record awesome. It. Shout out to Barney Dicker, aka Loco Ludus, who came up with that one. And yeah, that's kind of me. I'm also agender, autistic, blind, goofball. I guess is an overview of me.
That is perfect. Izzy, who are you?
Who am I? Well, right now I am a fairly busy set dresser. I had some projects that I have had to put on hiatus, so one day I'll have something to say in that portion that makes me sound like an actually interesting person. But for now, I'm me, and I'm playing the party wizard and artificer this time around.
How about you, GM Tim? Who are you?
I am the GM Tim. I am out of Vancouver, and I'm a professional dungeon master, and I run games in D&D in a Castle and the upcoming D20 cruise out of LA. I am a big nerd and super excited to play my character. I never play a character. I'm even going to attempt a voice, and it's going to be horrible. You're welcome, early morning.
Y'all do such
We're
cool
all
stuff.
going to do it.
And last but not least, unless you count numerically on the die, James, who are you?
I did roll the lowest, but maybe that luck won't carry over for the rest of the session, hopefully. Yeah, I'm James. I really go by whatever, as long as I know you're trying to speak to me. I'm cool. Yeah, I do professional dungeon mastering. Alexandria and I are co-workers at Dungeons and Do-Gooders, and it's a great time, and I love playing D&D, and I'm excited to play D&D today.
Well,
Woo!
awesome.
Woo!
Without further ado, I believe we can get started. Me? Oh.
Is you?
I was
just the
gonna
voice of your
say,
subconscious.
We know about all of us, but we don't know much about you except that you're the GM. So
I'll do a longer intro at the end. Outro? I'll do a longer outro. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
A stinger, if you will.
Yeah. But yeah, don't mind me. I'm just the voice of your subconscious. The one, I might add, that was telling you to cool it last night and remember to drink water. Speaking of which, it all gets a little fuzzy for me after the surprise round. Drinks, not combat. Don't worry, you didn't forget anything. What were we celebrating again? Trinity. That's the question that runs through your mind as your own consciousness jolts you awake. Morning sunlight streaming in through nearby windows and falling hot on your cheeks. Who do we see? And what were you all celebrating?
Trinity Glass Flute is a elf ranger. She has mousy brown hair, long in a braid, wears like natural clothing. She's got like the standard elvish bow that's got like the winding, knots of wood and such. And I think we were celebrating Jonas's birthday, if I remember correctly.
I think it was, now that I think about it.
I love that. John Ray,
Birthday.
You hear a voice nearby you. Trinity's voice. They say, what was it? Jonas's birthday? That's right. That's what happened last night.
Oh yeah.
But
How
where
could
are
I
you
forget
now?
that?
Your group wandered from tavern to tavern through the city streets. Oh, that's right. Didn't you end up
Oh
at
my
some kind of
gosh.
pirate establishment?
Oh yeah.
With great
That's
effort,
right.
you open your eyes to confirm. Who do we see? And did you all make it to your room?
I think we did. Genre, I don't know why I changed that, but genre, being a somewhat a cleric of balance, was a little more careful with the drink than some of the others. One of genre's kind of tenets, if you will, is everything in moderation. So they try to be more cautious, but as far as drinking and aware, but they might have gone a little over, because so much was going on and stuff. So yeah, they see a I think they did make it back to their room though, and probably had to kind of. I think they were probably spotting Jonas getting back to theirs. Yeah, making sure Jonas got back to theirs okay.
Which would have been something to see due to the height disparity of Gnome and Furbolg.
Yes.
That's right. You did make it. You did make it back to your room, but the place that you found, they only had one room left, and it only had one bed. You think you remember the old proprietress winking as she said that? Jonas, you remember the sign outside. You're someplace called the Shipyard. The interior is filled with books, though. Not just books, but also blankets and cushions. It's cozy. No wonder you fell asleep here. Who do we see? And which of your companions did you learn something new about last night?
Let's see. I'm going to groggily open my eyes from on the floor, look around, and ow! Is someone sitting on me? Turn around and look up, and I see Conrad, who seems to have passed out, using me as a pillow. And we were sharing some fairly personal stuff last night, I think, but it's all kind of fuzzy now. What was it? Jonas is a fairly large character here, about 7'5", being, fairly typical for Furbolg, but also the party pack horse because of it. Oh, he's a pretty twiggy little fella for his people.
I'm just a little guy.
I'm just a little guy. Never
Little
mind that I can carry the entire party literally with me.
Little 7-foot dude.
little 7.5 foot dude.
I love the
Well,
idea
it's-
that
It's
Like-
kind of like Jonas is kind of on the taller side of their people, or not Jonas. Morning brain. Which is saying something given it's already 11 a.m. here. Yeah. Johnry is tall for their people, kind of. Not the absolute tallest, but a little on the tall side. For their folks. So, yeah. We kind of meet in the middle.
There you go. Where is Yanri anyway? Trying to look around and see her, but it's kind of hard. I sit up and dislodge Conrad, who I think I jolt awake.
Yeah, it's
That
probably
is-
easier to see if you're not being lain on. Yeah, I'm over here.
Jack, you clearly remember the old Dragonborn proprietress who was here last night when you wandered in. She invited you to peruse the books, but warned you to avoid the lemons until you're ready, which is strange because you definitely didn't see any lemons here. Who do we see? And who in your adventuring party have you known the longest?
So Jacqueline wakes up from the bed because no one else has. So Jack totally took the bed last night. You can all sleep on the floor as far as Jack's concerned. Jack is a halfling. So Jack taking the bed is like wildly. Jack has his trident with him in the bed. Who has Jack known the longest? I think Jack's known Trinity the longest. We go way back to
Way back.
We met at the Sweaty Armpit, yet another pirate establishment.
Sweaty armpit.
And I believe that Jack and I or that Trinity and I.
You know me so well.
I know. It's been a long night. Listen. We drank way too much. Man, I cannot figure out why I touched lemon. Where did I find the lemons? How did I get this lemon? I have no idea on how. God, what did we do last night?
I thought the lemons were a metaphor or a euphemism.
But then where the hell did I get this lemon from? If you don't know, I'm totally screwed.
Where do we even import lemons from?
Yeah, but Jack, I would like to roll and see if Jack actually can hold their liquor.
Oh, by all means,
May
feel free
I?
to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if this is going to go well or wildly wrong, but I rolled a 20.
Ooh, very nice. Conrad did not
25.
have quite as rude of an awakening as he could have right there.
Yeah,
But Conrad, last to rise, but fastest to regain your senses, you hear a commotion coming from the main room. Something's going on. The shipyard is full of people, all standing in line. At the front of it sits a middle-aged halfling woman with a tall stack of books on the table before her. She seems to be chatting with these people and signing books. Who do we see? And what is the title of the tawdry romance novella that's being signed?
Okay. So Conrad gets off of Jonas and is like, Jonas, you always have the tastiest dreams. Appreciate it. That lemon, it's mine. Got to get some zest, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you keep it.
Sure. For zest, zest is great in everything. I love putting zest lemons. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So he's kind of stumbling in and seeing the book signing, and the title of the book is the autumn we found ourselves in, and he goes, wow, that's a lovely title.
What was the title?
The autumn we found ourselves in.
That's beautiful. That's so prettier than any of the names I would have come up with.
Yeah, no, I was coming up with a few.
Well, thank you. And he kind of stumbles in and he goes, I didn't know they were going to do a book signing today, though I don't quite remember much of anything yesterday. So maybe it's something that just slipped my mind.
I remember the drinking contest we had. I did not come out on top of that one, I don't think.
Well, it's hard to beat somebody who's a little bit undead.
No, I think I won that one.
I think we all lost that one, maybe.
I certainly lost my memory of the time, so...
When do they do book signings in taverns?
That's
As
a
you
new one.
say that and look around, you realize that your end destination that you stumbled into at the end of this party isn't so much a tavern as it is sort of a eclectic bookstore / B&B, and it's called the Shipyard B&B / Smuttery. It's a publishing house.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
Sure do love smut with my eggs.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
And sure enough, like the whole building is very cozy with plenty of hidden away reading nooks and a plethora of blankets, cushions, and hot tea offered to guests. But today, it is the site of a book signing.
Oh, wow.
How do you all proceed?
Wait. It's the summer we found ourselves in, right?
The autumn we found ourselves in.
The autumn. So the autumn we found ourselves in.
Yeah. No, this is the third book. Summer was the second book.
Right, that was the summer we lost each other.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Writing
Wasn't
that
it? It's
down.
written.
That's
It's written
canon
by
now.
like Julia Rayfield, right?
Yes.
Jacqueline is like so excited. Like you just see his eyes kind of do that full anime like bling thing, and he full on squeals as he sits up.
Somebody you know?
Absolutely need to get this book signed, and he pulls out a book of like the like, let's say like a second print of like the summer we lost each other. I can't believe there's a third one. There wasn't going to be a third one, and they made a third one. I absolutely need to get this book signed.
Can just wait after at least one coffee? Jonas kind of like snaps his fingers, and from the corner, a sort of robotic-looking squirrel trundles along. And Jonas sort of blearily pulls on the tail, and steam emits from the body out the back, and a small door opens up, and some small espresso-sized mugs are there, one for each of you. Thank you, Jitters.
Amazing.
I might
One for
find...
you.
Is Jitters a skitter widget?
Yes.
I might have found
Well, it's a
this,
steel defender and espresso machine combo, but
a bit odd if I didn't get most of my liquids from creatures. So
I'm getting used to this not squirrel, but thank you for the coffee.
don't worry. Jitters cannot be offended. He's not very smart.
Thank you, Jitters. I needed that so much.
Henry, would you like me to make you a double? You seem not like you are doing well.
Yeah, a double might be good.
Okay, one moment.
It's the last time I let anybody encourage me to push the boundary.
So, this author, you say they are romance novels? These are all romance
It's not
novels.
just
Why
romance. It's not just romance. It is.
Don't get Jack started.
Oh my
It
goodness.
is true. The shipyard does not stock strictly romance, but a prominent amount of this very eclectic collection is what you might call fanfic, and some of it is even handwritten. A lot of it is about famous adventurers.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Uh,
indeed.
Conrad is once he realizes this, he very quickly starts to like put his eyes anywhere but um the bookshelves, because his parents and like all of his aunts and uncles were famous adventurers.
Oh
Does not need to
god.
find any fanfics of the helpful Holtz on these shelves. He's
Yeah.
like, well, ain't that just peachy? I'm sure that these are delightful. Excuse me.
Can I make a perception check to find a copy of Helping Hands?
Yes, please do.
Let's see, perception.
I hope you roll low.
17.
No.
Oh
With
yeah,
a plus
it is.
0.
It's actually surprisingly easy to find because all of these books are indexed by keyword, subject matter, theme. It's really thorough.
I am in
And
the hand section.
Helping Hands has 4.5 out of 5 flames.
Ooh.
That's some spice right there. She's gonna like flip through it, just perusing, and it's just, oh, Conrad. I didn't know you came from such. She's trying to find the word. Prolific lineage.
You know, I'm going to choose to feign ignorance by your meaning, and hopefully we can move past this point in our conversation and our day. Can I see one of those books? Just
I
like
pass
going
him
to the
one at
books.
random. Just
Um,
Can I sleight of hand Helping Hands into Jonas's hand?
yes.
Yay.
So, Conrad, you are focusing so hard on not looking at the things around you. You don't even notice as the book that's pressed into your hands is about your family.
Yeah, that was a 19.
Yeah.
So sleight of hand.
The cover is a very kind of classic romance novel cover with your, shirtless, hairy-chested father kind of dipping your mother in a loose dress.
Whoa.
He's like,
Rad! That's rad!
you know,
this is not.
he goes, well, I'll say this. The artist who rendered this depiction of my parents did so with a lot of care and love, I can tell. And while I am sure the contents of the book reflect that care and love as well, I think I'm good with just the cover. The cover was enough for me. Thank you, Jonas. I'm going to go stand in line.
That was not my intent. I am very. Oh.
Oh, no, it's cool. I mean, sometimes those kinds of things happen. I wouldn't feel any type of way about it. I certainly do not.
I see. Well,
Trinidad just innocently sips her espresso.
Jack, already in line and like geeking out about getting to meet Julia Rayfield, you don't even notice as you suddenly hear footsteps, and as you turn, a small figure in a blue cloak collides into you. As they tumble to the ground, their hood falls away, revealing a teenage tiefling girl with a pink complexion and short violet hair. She quickly grabs the book that she dropped, clutching it to her chest and apologizing profusely. I am so sorry. I wasn't watching where I was going, and I didn't mean to. Is that a sword?
No, it's a trident. And he'd like to kind of like bend over to help her out.
Wait, are you adventurers? Oh my gosh, this is perfect.
I mean, sometimes.
Plus, you're fans of the Seasons of Change series.
Oh my God, it's
So
incredible. Did you ever read The Summer We Met the One? The spring we met the one.
The spring we met the one.
Backwards.
Right, because summer was the summer, we
was
lost
the second
each other.
one.
Yeah. Of course, I've read the first two. I haven't read this one yet.
Yeah, I know.
And she holds up the autumn we found ourselves in, and she says, "What's your favorite chapter?"
Oh, 13.
The one that's just titled Abs. I loved that one.
I mean, how can you not?
Right?
Thank you. And all they did was just abs. It was so good. Chiseled. Oh yeah.
Anyway, this is perfect. You're in the fandom. You'll understand my problem. Please. Will you and your companions help me?
What's the problem?
It's a lot to explain, and I'm trying to keep a low profile. I shouldn't be here.
I mean,
will you come with me and I'll show you?
I have to check with them first, and we really got to get a signature, and then totally we can do that.
This seems fine with me.
We're gonna wait. How long is the lineup? Like, do we have to wait a long time, or are we like next kind of thing?
While you're debating this particular strangely begun quest, you do make it to the front of the line.
Okay, sweet. Like Jack is full on just like like not even able to talk to Julia Rayfield. Like he just can't even like get a proper syllable. Yeah, it's just full on.
Who can I make this out to, dear?
And he just kind of stops talking, and he can't get the word Jack out properly.
It's Jack Lynn.
Do you just yell it from the back?
Yeah. Conrad, who's trying to move things along because he wants to help this young lady and also leave this bookstore with fanfic of his parents and family, and so he's just like, it's Jack Lynn. He's just such a big fan that he's at a loss for words is all.
She writes a very nice message in the front of that book and signs it, and I'm just going to leave what that message says between you and your book, but suffice it to say, it is a very fulfilling interaction for Jack.
Jack's satisfied. You know how else to say it. Jack's totally happy and content with that. He didn't get the tiefling's name. He's going to wait for her to get signature because obviously we're in the line. You've got to get the signature, and then he'll ask their name.
So she actually already got hers signed when she ran into you. She was on her way out. But
so I made her wait for her own quest to get a signature for my fanboydom.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I think that's perfectly
no
reasonable.
big deal. I mean,
like they don't do these every day. But she kind of smiles and points to her copy of the book and to your copy of the book, and she opens up the front cover, and hers is made out to Lily.
Nice. Got it. Nice to meet you there, Lily. So let's go meet my friends, and we'll see if we can help you on your quest.
Did you say somebody needed help?
Oh yeah, this is Lily. She literally just ran into me.
Yes, it's so fortunate that I ran into you. I was having a lot of trouble finding someone who could help me.
What sort of things do you need help with?
I was just telling Jack that it's a lot to explain, and we've got to leave now. I can explain on the way or when we get there, but can you all
Okay.
just come with me?
As long as you explain on the way before we get where we're going. Yes. I read
problem.
chapter 12. We know what happens, and nope, we don't need to do that again.
I think I now understand whose idea it was to take the asexual guy to a smothery on his birthday.
Ah, certainly wasn't mine, says the other asexual.
Yeah, I look at Yanri and I shake my head.
I know. I don't get it.
I knew it was never you.
Oh, there's
Oh,
you know,
Jack,
there's
you're just
also-
so incorrigible.
there are also genres that are just kind of low-key cottagecore fanfic without all of that.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah, that's
stories
right.
of high fantasy and low stakes. Oh, they're so relaxing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe-
that time I raised a cafe in the Feywild or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
an entire anime genre right there.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's like cottagecore Feywild fantasies.
So
Callista Ghostblade as a small town coffee shop owner.
What a way to spend
seemingly
retirement.
in a rush, she gestures for all of you to follow her, and like half kind of power walks out of the building.
As this
Okay.
game devolves into like book titles.
Oh, I could do that all day, and I know we can't.
I actually write romance novels out of character, so
Oh, please, write
could
this
just-
series. Please
I
write
seriously
this
could all
series.
day.
Oh my god,
That's on my
you-
bucket list.
You need
Yeah.
to become
It's
Julia
a beautiful
Rayfield.
title.
Put it up for
I
like silent
gift it to
auction.
anyone inspired to do so.
It would take me a while
So-
to write it, but I would try.
Lily leads you all outside, ducking into an abandoned alley. From around her neck, she holds up an amulet which resembles the face of a blindfolded devil clutching a ruby in its mouth. In the next moment, smoldering abyssal runes form a circle around you. And as she removes her cloak and unfurls her wings, you realize that she isn't exactly a tiefling. The next moment, you feel the ground fall out from beneath your feet, and suddenly you're plummeting downwards through a blood-red sky.
You teleport. Whoa.
As we're falling, I'm just gonna look over. I think we were lied to.
No, I think she probably maybe still needs help. You know, my aunt is a succubus.
What?
Jonas is madly flipping through a book.
Where's the succubus? Where's the succubus?
It's just
Yeah, on my
She's
mother's side.
Featherfall.
plummeting alongside you. She's trying to say things to you, but you can't hear it over the roaring wind in your ears. And as you fall, the
Let's get
landscape
out of this wind first.
gradually resolves beneath
What?
you. You see mountains of jagged obsidian spewing fire in the distance and an endless sea of cookie-cutter condos and residential buildings. Finally, you see a large sign, which reads, "Welcome to Beverly Hills."
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Oh yeah.
So how do you survive this fall?
Oh, I've got Featherfall all set up.
And
in
you can
my,
cast that on everyone, can't you?
I can.
Yay.
Okay. Would you like to describe that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I open my book, which appears to be less of a tome of different spells and kind of more of a complicated diagram of multiple small bits of machinery, and I find the right one I'm looking for, and sort of flip the page off of the pages off of the book, and they flutter along until they form small little wings on the back of each of you, and they flutter you nicely down at a slightly lesser rate. You feel very nice and light.
Oh, thank you. as you like begin to slow down, Conrad's like, yeah, this really reminds me of summers when I would go visit my aunt. My mom would joke about summers of hell, you know. Most people migrate to cooler places. I went to hotter places. It's a joke.
Jack is gonna tug Jonas's like leg, I guess. Like you gotta, yeah, and just be like, that sounds like the scene from Eternal Beauty of the East.
I will have to take your word for it. I don't think I have times to finish it before we land.
Quiet for some time. How is Jean-Marie reacting to this scenario as everyone's descent is slowed and you are now leisurely descending to the surface of this strange place?
Wow, it's definitely a new region. Definitely not something I've seen before, but that's okay. I mean, Jean-Marie kind of has, like, on the one hand, they're kind of like, it's sort of unnatural, but on the other hand, nature takes many forms. So, it's like, I just got to get used to this new natural that's not what I'm familiar with.
Look over at Jean-Marie and I go, I am very sorry. I know this is not quite your thing.
It's definitely odd. I mean, but, that's, I guess there's all kinds of worlds and lands, and this is just another one that I will have to kind of get used to and learn the ways of.
But you have to kind of enjoy it a little. I mean, we used to do this back at school. There was the giant tower. We'd throw ourselves off of it. We'd do featherfall, usually before we jumped.
Oh, I don't mind the featherfall. It's more the environment that I have to get used to.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Featherfall is natural. Featherfall is perfectly natural magic, but this is these lands are strange, for sure.
Well, thank you for being so open-minded.
It's okay. Like I said, it takes all kinds of spaces. Balance includes the places we might never think of, and so this is just another extension of that.
True to her promise, as you continue descending, because it is a very far way to go, Lily begins to explain what exactly you're doing here. She says, I'm so sorry I couldn't tell you earlier. It's just, it would have required so much explanation, and I was afraid that you wouldn't agree if you knew I'm actually a succubus. And when they say the 9 hells, that's just branding. There's really an unlimited number. This is a pocket dimension. It turns out that for some people, the suburbs are a kind of hell, and here we are. And you have to believe me. I would never harm any mortals or anyone from the prime material plane. I love the prime material plane. It makes all these things that I love, like the autumn we found ourselves in. I can't wait to read it. I just love, secret crushes, first loves, love triangles, powerful but short-lived summer flings. But here's the problem. Tonight is our high school dominade, and there's sort of a tradition that whoever's crowned the It just occurred to me that that I don't have like a gender neutral word for monarch. Prom.
Monarch? Oh, monarch, I guess. Yeah.
Domarch. Okay,
Sovereign.
Domarch. Yeah, whoever's crowned Domarch of the Dominod. Yeah, I'm sure you have high school Dominods where you come from. They
I was
know,
homeschooled.
it's not a sure thing, but they almost always get elected into positions of power. And the girl that's on track to win, she's so popular. She's not a succubus like me. She's a vengeance demon, and her campaign, her platform is invading the prime material plane and subjugating everyone, and I don't want that. And so
I'm glad
I
to know
need
that.
help becoming Domarch at tonight's Dominod.
Well, that is definitely something we can work on. We can work to help you with that.
What does that entail?
Oh, it's mostly a dance with fancy dresses.
Did you, where you came from, did they have, I think in the Prime domain, the Prime plane, they tend to refer to these as proms.
Well, that's just silly.
I know, right? Yeah. It's kind of one of these weird things people do. I never got it, but
I didn't go to school. I went to the forest.
You'll find that wizards do not have a very good social life, generally speaking, when they are at school.
Oh, I know. Mostly I know of it from learning. Part of being able to support balance is learning about different things. But yeah.
Well, yes, you trained in diplomacy. This should be a good thing for you.
Well, I don't know about that, but
I think you'll be I think you'll be marvelous at it.
I will do my best.
As all of your feet touch down lightly on a paved road with a strange dashed line down the middle of it, on either side of you, you see residential buildings, and directly across the street, you see a large, hulking devil with a beer belly, khaki shorts, polo shirt, and glasses, running a strange machine over his lawn. And he just kind of stares at all of you very strangely.
Oh,
And
Trinidad is staring back.
I'm staring at the lawnmower.
Lily says, mortals aren't supposed to be here. We need to get you to my apartment and maybe disguise you somehow. Then we can talk more about our specific plan.
What is he doing to the foliage?
Oh, he's trimming it, making it an even height.
Why?
I would imagine it has something to make sure that people cannot sneak up on their domiciles. See the houses up there?
Maybe, I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of unnatural. I mean, I've heard of working with using like pruning plants to help them grow more effectively or whatever, but this is a bit, I personally think this is a bit overkill.
Is that kind of like a beard, or like they say if you shave regularly it grows back thicker? Is it like that?
I have heard that.
Makes sense as a hypothesis.
I mean, maybe, but it seems like this person, as a nature person, I'm looking at this and going, this guy's kind of getting a little carried away, because I think that's a little, extreme.
But we probably should get off the streets.
But you're right. Let's get off the streets before somebody notices a bunch of mortals that apparently shouldn't be here. Yeah.
Yeah, mortals don't usually roam the streets here. Mostly they end up on reality television programs.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds
I can
terrible.
explain more
Chased all the
later.
I have
time.
no
Like,
idea what this means, but it sounds terrible.
And
Okay.
I am going to need everybody to make stealth roll for me,
Oh, great.
or give me another a justification for another skill that you'd like to roll. But right now, I'm finally going to talk about donation rewards. For those of you who are watching, we're trying to get donations for the Rainbow Refugee Charity, and there are several rewards for donating during this stream. First of all, the player characters don't know it yet, but their gold isn't good here. So for every dollar donated, even for other rewards, they are going to receive additional soul shards, which are used as currency. That donation is called gift shard. The next one is for $20. You can invoke a casting call, and I will have one of these very lovely players do a voiceover read of a humorous fake television commercial for a product or show or something. They will read that to you and get inspiration for it. Alternatively, for $20, oh, I'm sorry, that is called commercial break. Alternatively, for $20, you can do casting call, where you give me a name and quirk for an NPC, and they will show up at some point during the story. And or for $50, you can buy time and add an additional small scene excursion at some other location around Beverly Hills that's not on the main story path. If I need to repeat any of that, feel free to ask questions in the chat. But yeah, so what did y'all get for your stealth rolls? Let's start with Trinity.
17.
That is very good. No problems there. You are
Nice.
a whisper in the wind in any plane.
Yep, just hood up, sticking to the oddly square hedges.
Genre, how did you do?
Everybody saw me. I rolled a 1.
Let's see if the rest of your companions will balance that out. Jonas, how are we looking?
Well, it's kind of fitting that Genre did a 1 because I nat 20'd it. So.
Ooh, okay, that's very good. That does balance that out very nicely.
I think we just cancel each other out.
Yeah, basically.
Genre was talking about balance, weren't they?
Yep. We are
true.
the balance. We are the balance between tall and short and critical fumble and critical success.
And other things.
And other things.
Tech and nature and yeah.
Yep.
Jack, what did we get?
Yeah, Jack got a 4. Jack's wearing chainmail, so he's like not stealthy at all. Jack kind of like ching, ching, ching. Yeah. Probably dragging his trident behind him.
That is perfect. In this sort of one-round skill challenge, we are currently sitting at 3 successes and 3 failures, double counting the crits. So that makes Conrad the tiebreaker.
All right. Well, if the DM would allow it, as a tiefling and as an individual who has visited here the hells in their youth, I would like to roll a performance check to walk the walk, so to speak.
Oh, that's so good.
Like the opposite of a stealth.
Exactly. I'm blending in through showing
Being
myself
one of
as a
them.
demon. Now, Conrad, before he was turned into a vampire, was a tiefling, so he does have a demonic countenance to him.
I personally like that.
I like that very much. Go ahead and roll it.
All right. And
Jeez.
with that performance check, we come out to a 25.
Ooh.
Woo!
Okay. Yeah, so it's a little shaky. All of you are hugging hedges, like kind of staying low, like walking by picket fences. And
Oh,
whenever
what did
anyone
I
kind
use
of
nature?
whenever anyone like pokes their head out and looks a little suspicious, Conrad just the
Just
presence
strutting
of
it.
Conrad, yeah, just
I-
makes them know that everything's okay and the way it should be.
I just imagine that we start riffing off of each other. So like I take a moment and I like start cutting apart all my sleeping bags and tents, and then I have like demon costumes for you guys.
Jack is giving everyone finger guns.
Conrad's
Hey.
just got a very, disarming smile, and he's just kind of going like, "Well, how's it going? I hope you have a nice day. Does your shirt look wonderful today?" And just moving through as if nothing was going on. Maybe overly polite, but
We are on our
All
way to
right.
our theater troupe. Yes.
Eventually, you all make it to Lily's surprisingly small apartment, but she tells you that rent is super expensive in hell. And as she leads you into the living room, she
Rent.
says, "First of all, we need to disguise you. Except you, Conrad. You're doing really well." And in very little time, she manages to pull out some lengths of wire and some craft felt and cuts out little red horns that she glues on them and hands one of these makeshift headbands to each of you.
oh, aren't those just so precious?
I put it on without question.
These
Are you sure this will be sufficient?
I could probably pass for an imp, I suppose, if it was done right.
Oh, I think this will work. And sure enough, the properties of this item are that while wearing it, unless rolling an active perception check to try to suss you out, people will believe that you're a fiend and not a humanoid.
Ooh. These are very well made. You have some skill.
Thanks. I have a lot of free time. And
Trinity is just like feeling the fabric, like, what is this?
soon you hear a couple of voices from another room kind of wander in. Do I hear people? Lily? Who are these people? You didn't. Lily, I was joking. She says, hi, these are my roommates, Haster and Zool. Before you are, the person in front is a very tall, lavender-skinned devil, very, very thin. They also appear to be more like Lily than like some of the larger devils that you've seen. The person beside them is short, more genre's size, and with jet black skin and glowing yellow eyes, and sort of a very different appearance. You might be able to tell that they're a kind of imp and not a full devil.
Pleased to meet you. Roommates?
Ha! See, I told you she'd do it. She never knows when you're joking. Yeah, sorry, I better explain. Yeah, when Lily pitched this whole scheme of hers to, become the Domok tonight, we told her that there's no way that's happening. Like she'd need so much help, and there's no one around here that's gonna help her with that. And then this bozo over here has to. He goes and says, well, why don't you hire adventurers to do it? Like adventurers will do anything. and she said that's a great idea. And
I
Lily,
mean,
how
they're
did you
not
even-
wrong. Hasti, you're not wrong. You're not
how
wrong.
did you
We
even
will do
afford
anything.
to go to the prime material?
I will not do anything for the record.
I'll do most things.
Okay, well, it's happened. I suppose let's do this. Let's make a plan.
Good idea.
So this is going to be a rather large makeover. We're going to need the dress, the shoes, jewelry, and we were talking about this, some kind of matching accessory, and we all were arguing about it. We all have different opinions. Perhaps you all can make the decision. We have just received a donation for a commercial break.
Ooh.
Would anyone like to volunteer to read this voiceover?
Well, I think Tim
I'll
has.
do it for you.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the in our
Zoom or
chat here.
the. Nice. Do we have video to go with this, or am I just reading it out?
Read it however you want. It is a commercial.
Okay, but I mean, like, is there anything popping up on our screen? Like, is it just a?
Oh no.
Okay,
it's,
okay.
It's all theater of the mind.
Okay. All right. So, so you're gonna. All right, so you're gonna see like that kind of like that very like reality TV zooms and the ultimate dramatic and the blah, and it's like it's sort of throughout all of it. And next week, find out whose pet warlocks are worth their contracts as they compete for dominance in the Hex Box. Will these mortals impress the judges and earn a treat, or will they disappoint their patrons and be de-hexed? It's Best in Class, brought to you by the Avernus Channel Club and sponsored by Supernatural Balance Warlock Chow. Gotta get that chow. Yum, yum.
It's like on a TV in the room with us. Like,
As this comes on, you do see sort of a strange device that looks somewhat like a glass orb sitting in a corner of the room, and as you kind of cock your head, Haster explains like, "Oh, don't mind that. That's just the fellow vision. You can't opt out of ads even when you're not watching it."
Are you kidding me? I totally want to. Can I compete in the Hex Box?
are you a warlock?
I think you'd have to be a warlock to do that.
I want to be a pet.
Jonas is just in the corner, measuring the circumference of it and writing notes. It's like, fairly certain I could recreate this, but I'm going to need an afternoon. And
Any of you a warlock?
Please, let's not get distracted here.
Grenadier's like,
Yeah, we've got a
Opening
mission,
TV.
guys.
We were talking about an accessory. Yes, and I was saying that it should be something elegant, like a focal piece of jewelry.
like a tiara.
Oh, that would be lovely. Yeah, and I think a handbag would be so cute. They both look expectantly at Zool, and Zool just kind of shrugs and, what? I think swords are sexy.
how do you feel about tridents?
It's basically 3 swords. I think that's pretty great.
I mean, I know, right?
So,
Yeah.
I guess I have a question. What do you think your competition's going to be doing? Because you're going to try to set yourself apart from them.
That is actually a very good question. You want to be different from, but you also want to be like, you also are going to want to give people, what are they going to want to see? Because, I mean, if they're not seeing what they want to see, they're not gonna like take an interest in you.
Gosh,
So you want to give them what are the people gonna be looking for? What do your viewers, your fellow Damark, what else are the Dominad goers going to be looking for in a Damark?
Not only
That's-
that, but you're going to want to do it in a way that represents your ideals and what you want to do as the Damark. It's got to be a
thinking-
genuine expression of yourself.
Like a theme?
It should be on theme. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, again,
Okay.
I know I harp on this a lot, but it kind of comes back to a matter of balance, actually.
That makes so much sense. I'm so glad you're here. Well, the girl I told you about, Demona, she's definitely going to be running the sexy look. Maybe I could do something else.
Maybe something charming.
I think that would suit me fine. Okay,
You
so
know-
it's agreed then. Handbag.
Which
yeah,
is...
I don't think a trident screams cute innocent.
Maybe it is a little bit of a not matching in the theme so much. Yes.
As we think on this, I think I have something that might help. This seems to be an important time in your life, and I think a little bit of power could go a long way. So Conrad is going to cast the ceremony spell, and he's going to choose coming of age. And so he puts a hand on Lily's shoulder, and when she makes an ability check for the next 24 hours, she'll get a D4 to the roll.
Aw,
Ooh.
that's so sweet. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, well, I think we have a plan then, because I don't think Zool's going to like it, but I think I know where to get a handbag. So, I tell you what, I'm going to stay here with Lily and do something about this, gesturing to all of her, and says, and why don't you all accompany Zool, and they'll drive you downtown, and you can go to Hell's Bells and see what you can scrounge up there.
Okay.
Wait, the
Is
place is
that
called Hell's Bells?
Hell's
I am
Bell?
in.
Yes, it's
Apparently so.
It's a boutique downtown. It's honestly, it's your best bet. It's going to be a bloodbath today, though.
Yeah,
end
'cause
of season
everybody's
sales.
gonna be trying to get their stuff, and I don't know how many contestants there are, but like, if it's the kind of thing I'm thinking it is, even the people who aren't contestants are going to be trying to impress and make a statement and make themselves known and all of that.
Figurative bloodbath, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I assume none of you drive. I can drive. My
Drive
car's
what?
outside. As Zool leads you outside, you see the strangest contraption. It you've never seen this before, but it is some kind of an iron carriage that is not drawn by any kind of horse or other animal. And even being a little impressed by the amount of magic in this device, you can still tell that it's a piece of shit.
Hey,
I don't-
Zool, where's where's your? You don't have like a horse or something? I mean, what's gonna power this thing?
You know, that's a funny question. It's actually I do sort of, but they're under the hood. It's just there's a device there, kind of engine, just horse souls, just full of horse souls.
Can Jack look? Can Jack pop the hood?
Sure.
if you
You
can
just look-
figure out what the hood is, I mean, like you see.
Jack walks around just pointing, like waiting for her to be
You
like,
saw
"That's
where
the hood."
Zool was pointing to, and
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
pop open like the front hood, and inside is just this rather large, slightly like pink tinted gem. And
That's
from
a
within this
hood.
gem, you just see spectral horses kind of racing around, and you hear them faintly neighing.
This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
Is this humane?
Jonas
That's
is just
my
like
question.
right
It's
over top of
exactly.
you, just like
It's horse manes.
I mean, it's not the worst gig in this place, so but anyway, we better be going. Why don't you hop in?
I guess so. Yeah. Genre is a little unnerved by the trapped horses, but you know, it's like there's really not a lot of time to spend, like they also know that the mission needs to be, they don't want to let Lily down, so they're just gonna try to not think about the captured horses.
Leave it to
And
players to catch on the randomest of things that has
Get
nothing
in.
to do with
Oh,
the
I
no,
love
story
it.
at
it's
all.
how it goes. Jonas
we're
probably
just-
has Johnry like in a like partial hug and like stroking the head, just like shh, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta engage in a little cultural relativism, or relativism.
Relativism.
I don't know.
Let's
I have
call
an
it
int of 8.
relativism.
So I'm struggling here, but I heard that it's the best way to handle these kinds of situations. Like when I came down here, all the kids would chase me around the neighborhood, and my aunt would laugh. And I was just like, maybe that's just how they do things down here, because they're all devils. So I just feel like that's just kind of how it goes.
that's kind of what genre is like. Okay, well, this place is weird.
It's not how the elves would do it.
It's not.
I can't
it-
wait to
Can
meet
that
some
please
hell
have
elves.
inspiration? That was so good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they're having like flashbacks to some of the experiments that their family used to perform, and
Mhm.
like the whole thing of their family didn't care basically what creature or natural thing they trod on in their quest for technology. So it's like, okay, try not to think about that.
Yeah, just
I agree.
let
I'm
go
gonna have
of the
to give
doxastic
Trindier
anxiety.
inspiration for that incredible one-liner. And so
Basically her catchphrase.
as you get inside this this vehicle and begin to go downtown, you see the residential streets give way to things that look distinctly more commercial, many of which have signs in front of them. And seeing where your eyes are going, Zool just kind of comments on different things that you see as you're driving downtown. Yeah, 9 layers of cake. That's a bakery. It's actually really good. They catered my aunt's execution. And oh, the Beelzebub bubble tea over there? Yeah, kind of trendy these days. Perks you right back up after a bad bout, though.
Jonas is
Oh,
just like
Dante's soul
plastered
food?
against the window.
Dante's Soul Food has fantastic chitlins, but I swear all of the alcohol is cinnamon flavored.
Dana, you were so good at this. So good.
Oh, if anything does happen at this place we're going, the urgent care clinic's just down the street there. Devil May Care. Longest wait times in any of the 9 hells, but and your insurance definitely won't cover it.
Is Dragon Born to be Wild playing on the radio?
That's really good. Yeah, I could go with that. I'd go with that. There are, sure enough, a few more stores that you pass on the way, but eventually you pull up to this rather posh looking boutique with a sign over it with an image of a conventionally attractive devil woman wearing a flowing ball gown, and above the door it reads Hell's Bells. And Zool's just gonna kind of finally address all of you and say, "This is the place. Oh, yeah, your money's not gonna be any good here. Here, let me give you something." And they pull out a what looks like a shard of gemstone. It's almost entirely translucent, but in the middle of it is a dark spot of just vibrant blood red. And they say, yes, so the currency here, it's mortal souls, so they get kind of split up into these soul shards, fractions of a soul, and that's what people use to buy things. So take this. It's my master shard. There's not a lot of money on it. Please don't spend it all. I gotta pay rent.
Yeah, that's fair.
I reach out and I take it. And I just
Do our best.
Yeah, so Lily's gonna need, like we said, a dress, a pair of shoes, and a set of jewelry. And just get the best stuff you can find, but thematically, it might be, like we talked about, more elegant or cute or sexy. If you get things from the same category, it's gonna make a better outfit. And I'm gonna go take care of that handbag. They pop open the back of their vehicle, kind of rifle around, and pull out a shovel, and then start whistling a jaunty tune as they head off towards the graveyard.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's a way to get out of date fashions, yes?
Did anyone
I'll see you back
understand
here in 40 minutes.
any of what just happened?
Yeah, we got a little thing with souls in it that we're gonna
No,
need to
no, I got
spend.
that part, but
I'm just
What?
confused to the question then.
I heard
We
like,
did the
that's
stuff. What are you talking
understand.
about?
I have a question. Which amongst us actually has a sense of style?
That is a very good question.
Me.
I would say Tyrandir probably has the best style out of all of us, don't they?
Trinity
Trinity?
is wearing like leathers and like stuff that's very natural, so it matches, but it's very not. She didn't go shopping for this. She clearly like killed
Okay.
things for this.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Conrad. He's incredibly
Trinity
well
thinks it's
groomed,
her.
and like he's got very fine tailored clothing.
Also,
and-
Conrad has a background in this area a little more than the rest of us, so yeah.
I'm-
Okay.
Sure, he's
Not
gotten you out of
always,
fashion-related jams before.
Yeah.
So we collaborate. I think materials might be cheaper, though we have no idea what the styles in this place are.
I think a keen eye and an observant mind will be able to determine what other shoppers are dressing like, and we can kind of use our
Go off of
sensibilities.
that.
What
I
we
think
think
perhaps we want her to not blend into the crowd, but to stand out. So we have to
Right.
figure out
What
not
I was
just
gonna
what everyone is doing, but something.
Jack is just going to start offering you stuff. What about this?
that is correct.
What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
Like, we find out what stands out, but what is also not gonna stand out is weird,
Mm.
because you don't want to look like the weirdo, because the weirdos
Have the most fun. What are you talking about?
Mhm,
the
this
weirdos
is-
may have the most fun in their way, but when it comes to trying to impress the crowd, you gotta have not too much weird.
We want to get this person like made leader, right? Like we're trying to
Yes, exactly.
So I think Jack's gonna suggest an offer, Conrad, that you know best. Jack's gonna just is there any way we can just make them pop? we want to make them pop, right? Like if I want to follow somebody, I want them to be noticeable. I want them to be seen. I mean, I think granted, weird is like, we don't want to put them in a chicken feather, although there was a singer I remember in a swan dress and it was just so good. But I'm just saying, like, there's other ways we can do this, right? Like we want to make them look good.
Yeah, I think the
To
goal
the
is
cultural standards around here.
The right blend of unique and conformity. Just
Yes,
the knife's
exactly.
edge.
yeah, we want to make something that makes her look cute, and it fits her demeanor, but we also want to do it in a way that will also entice all these devils to following her over someone who wants to destroy the prime material plane in endless war.
Yes.
That'd be bad. That'd be bad.
All right.
So,
All right, Cameron, what are we putting them in?
with your plan firmly in mind, you enter the boutique and find this rather expansive, very pristine building with marble floors, white walls, and inside it is chaos. You see all sorts of devils running around, throwing things off of the clearance racks, hurriedly looking for items and fighting over them with other clients. The staff, meanwhile, seems overwhelmed, running from place to place, trying to restock things, answer questions. And you even notice another girl around Lily's age, but taller. Her skin is dark red, and she has these slitted serpentine yellow eyes, and she is just screaming at the staff to bring her dress to her. We are
Oh my
entering
God.
a skill challenge.
Oh boy.
What is going to happen is you cannot fail this skill challenge per se. You're not looking for successes and failures, but each of your roles is going to give you the option to purchase either a dress, shoes, or jewelry, and which one of those you will tell me what you're looking for, and other things will also happen. So without further ado, Trinadier, what is your strategy as you enter this scene?
Oh boy. Trinadier is just floored for a moment and then goes, right, remember your training. I am a hunter. And she's going to like start stalking people, like very low to the ground, very, like she's hunting a deer. Quiet, and just observing their habits and what qualifies as fashion. And then she's probably, you said it was either a shoes or do you tell me what I'm getting?
You choose one of those three categories, dress, shoes, or jewelry, and then you make your skill roll, and I will tell you what you find.
Okay. I'm going to go for a sensible heel.
Very good. What skill would you like to roll for your stalking of this heel?
Yes. I hunt the heels. I'm gonna
Imagine
say
kitten hills made of actual kittens.
Oh God.
Either insight, insight, I would say,
Okay.
to glean what the pick of the pack.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it. Go ahead and roll it.
Ooh, that's a 19 on the die, so that's a 22.
That is amazing. Let me roll some dice really quick. Hopefully it works out for you. And it does. So I was rolling for the style category that these wonderful shoes fall in, and you find the perfect little kitten heels. Not too tall, not too short. And they're just made of this faceted crystal. And it's amazing. And you would almost call them elegant. In fact, they do have some elegance score, but they're primarily cute because on the front of it is embedded a second color of crystal with a slightly pink hue carved into a little rose.
Ooh.
I think the natural aspect of the flower is what draws her in.
I agree. And this is a wonderful find, and it's in your primary category, which is cute. So good job. And then something else happens, though, as I remember my own rules for this encounter.
You got this.
I have my notes in like 5 different places.
The life of a DM.
Yeah.
Just as you're admiring
tabs.
these shoes, you hear a voice shout, "Move it!" I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Oh. I'm okay with that. Ba, ba, ba. I have a +6, so.
Oh,
Okay, that's
very
only
good.
a 12, but that's an 18.
Ooh. Oh, that makes it an 18?
Yes.
An 18 is high enough. This very large devil shoves you rather hard, but you manage to catch yourself before falling sideways into a chair. You sustain no damage. You avoided it. Good
Woo.
job. Next is Genre. Genre, what's your strategy? What are you looking for? If you are speaking,
There was a glitch in the matrix, so we may have
Yeah.
lost Genre for a moment.
Okay.
Oh
then
no, is
There
that
we go.
they're
better?
there. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That's perfect.
Yay!
Genre had unwittingly muted themselves. Okay, so what are the categories again that are remaining?
Jewelry and dress.
Okay.
You could also look for some more affordable shoes.
Oh yeah, paying for
That
this is going to be a
is
problem.
True.
But yeah, you primarily need jewelry and a dress.
Okay, well, the skill I was gonna use just got used. So, um, you know what? I am going to persuade. I'm sure there's probably some staff in the shop. Yes.
Yes. They're
So-
running around. You managed to flag down someone. The staff members don't actually, for the most part, appear to be devils, so they do have some kind of end of season help. The senior staff members all appear to be kind of formless beings of void tentacles and eyes, probably from beyond the stars or something. There's some kind of a imports are
Oh,
always
wow.
popular.
Yeah. So I want to persuade somebody to give me their basically to help me find the optimal dress for Lily.
All right, go ahead and roll your persuasion.
All right, let me do that here. I love Avery. I don't have to know the numbers. I just have to tell it what I want to roll about. 13. Could have been better, but oh well.
Yeah. So with the staff member before you seems to understand you, but you certainly don't understand them, as they reply, and then kind of quickly dart off and return with this dress. And you think that they maybe didn't quite understand what you're going for. It's perfectly fine. In fact, it's not bad. It's just like sort of middling. but
Right.
it's this sort of mermaid dress with a sweetheart top. It's very elegant. It's also just very plain. It doesn't wow you, but it's in your hands now, and you have the option to buy it if you want.
I guess.
Oh, I mean, you can
We can
decide on
we
your
can
purchases
try again for
at
something
the end of the
something better, right?
skill challenge.
Yeah, or somebody could. I can kind of see I'm looking at. I can kind of see me looking at Jonas like, "Hey, could we adapt this?"
Maybe, but maybe I have an idea.
Yeah, and just as you say that, the random occurrence that happens off of my handy dandy boutique chart is that
Oh, boy.
you're holding this dress, and another client suddenly sees it and gasps and says, "I thought these sold out." It gets a +2 score adjustment, so it's actually a 15. So it's not bad. It's a little better than you thought.
Ooh, sweet. Okay.
Next is Jonas.
Okay. Well, this dress does seem like it's an option, but maybe we should try for because the dress is the focal point. Can I use an investigation roll to sort of analyze the statistical data of all these shoppers and what they're going for? To see what if I can discern what the styles are due to the purchasing habits of the people in the store.
I love that. That's very clever. Go ahead and roll it.
All right, I'm going to crunch it. Let's see. What? Well, it's not great. It's a 16? Yep, 16.
That's not bad, though. And you managed to find another dress. It's in terms of overall quality, it's very similar to the one that that Jean-Marie just pulled out, but it is a little different. It's a fuller gown. It has a slightly different shape to the top with some straps, and you would also call this one elegant. It's just a different style, but it's about as good. It's kind of a light blue in color.
Okay.
And just as you are contemplating that, a small child bursts out from a rack of clothes and says, "Wah!" And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yes.
Oh. Why couldn't have this been Yanri? 12.
That is not high enough. You find yourself momentarily stunned. That is going to affect your next turn.
Oh no.
Just out of sheer surprise from this child. Next is Jack.
So Jack's going to use, he's going to look for jewelry. Jack's going to use investigation. Anyone who's interested in the mechanics, I have 0 skill in this. It's the one that fits. So he's doing it. Let's see how I roll. Boom. Oh, I rolled from a 19 to a 9. Come on. So I got 9. Is it like one of those like gaudy, like drag queen unnecessary jewelry pieces that just doesn't match anything but only works for specific situations and not this one?
I can tell you think this is pretty great.
Oh, I absolutely think this is amazing.
Yeah, no, this is hot. It's in the sexy category.
Yes.
Jack just pulls out this spiked choker and just says, "This is it.
Yeah.
This is it."
Jack is here for it.
It absolutely does not match Lily, but it's in your hands, and it is an option to purchase at the end of this.
If Lily doesn't want it, Jack will wear it as Lily's pet for the Warlock Hex box.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
No, that's great. I just keep rolling. I have a weird number of things on my table. I kept rolling over them. Okay. So Jack, As you find that, down below, you spot something that someone seems to have tucked away to come back for later. On your next turn, you can roll with advantage.
Ooh, okie dokie. I'll stick with jewelry. I'm going to find more.
That sounds like an excellent plan. Finally, Conrad, what is your go-to move?
I might have some things to help out here. So you painted a picture of some flustered individuals, lots of pressure, lots of yelling, and I think this is a difficult environment to figure out what kind of dress or jewelry we need. So I think I'm going to open up with calm emotions. I think everybody needs a chill pill, some magical Xanax, and so I'll cast that on the area.
I didn't think
like
of that.
A 20-foot radius or something. Yeah, so it's like a 40-foot sphere.
I was just looking at
like
skills.
calming,
Or I would have done something like that.
I like
energy.
that. You wanna roll Arcana for that?
Sure. It's not anything I'm trained in, but let's see. So if I have to roll an Arcana, that is a 2. But the spell has a DC 14 save to it. If people want to not be chilled out, I don't know how you want to roll that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the roll because we're doing it as a skill challenge.
All right.
That is very unfortunate, but you cast your Xanax spell, and the people here just, you don't know what it is, but their ability to withstand these DCs is incredibly high. Like they must be very high level, whatever they are, and they seem to shake off your spell. But while doing this, you do hear a little bit more of what this girl is yelling, and she's just berating these staff members, like, how hard can it be? I just need you to get my dress. And they're saying, I'm so sorry, ma'am, we're finishing the tailoring right now, like it'll be out in just a minute. And one of the staff members kind of notices what you've just cast and seems thankful for the attempt. And what kind of an item would you like?
We haven't had any other jewelry category items, so I think we're doubling up there because we've got 2 dresses, 1 jewelry, and 1 shoe. So we'll go jewelry.
Okay,
I got a pair of shoes.
Can I poke Trinidad and be like, hey, you should go help. You speak unnecessary. As in, like, unnecessary attitude / Karen.
Actually,
yes.
So this is
She has a ridiculous number of languages, actually.
This is an interesting result. So the staff member, as thanks, kind of sees what your group is kind of looking for, grabs you a set of jewelry that the instant you see it, like, that's not going to work. That's a 2. Like I appreciate the effort, but that's not what we're looking for. And as that happens, what my second roll is an event where it is an event called "Oh my God, I need that," and another patron snatches it out of their hands and takes it up to purchase it, and you are forced to re-roll that die and take the new result.
Okay, well, I mean, I've got a -1 for this. My hopes aren't high, but we'll see.
Better than a 2.
It is better than a 2. With the -1, it is an 11.
Yes.
Hey, that's not bad. And this one does. It is slightly nicer in quality than the spiked choker that Jack is in love with. And it's a simple sort of silver locket with some filigree. It's perfectly passable. You could possibly find better jewelry, but it does fall in the cute category if that's what you're shooting for.
It is what we're shooting for, so I think that we're at least on the right track.
Somebody needs to donate a soul shard or two so that Jack can freaking get himself that choker.
Yeah.
Did
real.
you see? There's been donations in our Zoom chat, by the way.
Yeah, I've been tracking it, and the red spot in the middle of your soul shard, or in the middle of your master shard, has slowly grown, and the shard itself is more of a light pink now.
Oh, sweet.
You don't know where these get money from, but it's filling up.
That probably means something.
Oh no! Somebody just walked in the front door. That was the door chime for the store.
That's wonderful. Conrad, what are you up to?
We found the jewelry there, so I think there was a rival. Is this girl the rival?
Based on everything you've seen and heard so far, yes, you are fairly certain that this is the Demona Beauregard that was mentioned to you earlier.
Okay.
Conrad, should we just break her leg?
She's still like a teenager.
Yeah. The human sizes are so weird. I never get them right.
Yes.
It's even more confusing because she's a devil. She ain't even a human. So
that's even worse.
Knows? Yeah.
However, I might point out her dress might be fair game.
Ooh, should we just rip it?
Well, I know she wants to destroy the material plane, but that just seems so mean-spirited. I don't know.
I'll do it.
If it's between
not even a pause, I'll do
between
it.
destroying the material and destroying the material plane, I vote material.
I get it, but this is like a special night for her, and I just can't imagine the long-lasting ramifications of ruining this by material destruction. Could you imagine how bitter she'll grow up as somebody who had her dress ruined on the day before?
That might totally.
We can have an ethical conversation about this. While Trinidad, go and get it.
Yeah, I want to work with Jonas to distract Conrad and let Trinidad go and just F up this dress that she wants.
Because the problem is though that if we do that, that's gonna put. If we do that and this chick finds out that Lily's.
Sure, but how's she going to find out? Are you going to say anything? Don't say anything. Shh, Lily who?
Conrad's,
I don't want this coming back on Lily later, is what I'm saying.
And 8, barely wise enough to tie shoes. He certainly doesn't notice, you guys doing that. He's just...
Yeah, I got a -1 to wisdom.
And I'll be like, if we look at this from a perspective of utilitarian ethics, I think you'll find that we have this...
but it just seems so mean.
I've known Trinity
but we're looking at it from the concept of how many people does this actually make happy versus how many people end up dead. So
yeah, but she's going to be sad.
You tell me what we're doing.
Also, until that's also, like I said, that also is possibly leading into a vengeance situation later on.
But we all need a good villain. Trinity,
and we might be right back where we started. So,
they can only have vengeance if they know who actually they are having vengeance against. So maybe that's
philosophy, the role-playing game.
No, I love it.
We don't end up becoming the ones they decide they need to take vengeance on.
I love this conversation.
I think Conrad is coming at this from the perspective of a deontological situation, and I must say I disagree.
Yeah, I don't know what any of those mean, but
yeah. So Conrad, what are you doing with your turn?
I guess you know what? I'll go speak to this young lady. You said her name was Miss
Demona.
Beauregard?
Yes, Miss Beauregard.
Yes.
Yep.
He'll kind of approach her and he'll be like, excuse me, ma'am.
What is it? You'd better have my dress.
No, I don't work here, but I've been listening to you be quite upset for a little while now, and I do I believe you're having a little Dominarch competition soon, or something like that. You seem like the bearings of a future Dominarch, and I know how this might be a very important night for you, and something you want to be special, and something you want to remember for a very long time. Maybe even a highlight of your life if you fall on hard times later on in life, if you know what I mean. Peaking in high school is kind of sad, but I've heard it happens.
I'm sure I don't. What's your point?
Oh, it's just that, if you want something done right and something done well, you gotta treat people with some respect, and you'll find better results that way. He says with a winning smile, and just like, I'm sure adding more stress to their situation will in fact get your dress later.
Would you like to roll persuasion?
Yes. And I will, in fact, use my Emissary of Peace ability to add a +5 to this.
When would you ever have thought you'd use this to fight off a literal devil spawn?
Which I needed because I rolled a 4 on the die. So it's a total of a 15 with my +6 persuasion and the Emissary of Peace.
That's not bad. She is not completely convinced by your speech, but she does say, "Fine, I'll try it." And seeing the things that you're holding, she says, "Oh, I hope you weren't planning to buy that. That's so tacky."
Oh, well, I really appreciate the advice. You deserve some like boba tea or something. You should go get some after you're done.
Jack keeps kind of like behind Trinity, or just kind of slowly edging you forward, trying to like get her.
I don't need you. I don't need you.
She's going to snatch the locket out of your party's hands, kind of throw it over her shoulder, and pick out a nicer version of a very similar thing. It's going to change the score of that from 11 to the 15 for this roll.
Oh, thank you.
And then she's going to kind of storm off.
I appreciate your help. Bye.
Okay, we are going to power run through one more round. We have a little less time this time, but I think y'all know what you're doing now. So Trinideer, what's your final move in this encounter?
Gonna make sure I have the shoes in a safe place and in my bag, and I'm making sure I'm holding on to those shoes, and gonna buy them. But part of the thing is I need to find where this tailoring is happening, and I need to sabotage this dress.
Okay.
Regardless of the ethics.
Yeah, no, there is a back room where you can see as staff like enters and comes out, like moving dresses and other things. You see that back there is an area where the tailoring is happening with sewing machines and other things. What would you like to do?
Which dress looks like an expensive, sexy dress?
Roll perception for me.
Okay. Da, da, da. Not my best skill. Oh no.
Oh no!
I'm gonna use my inspiration because that was a nat 1.
Ooh.
Using that inspiration.
Smart move.
Oh no.
It's a 2.
Say it ain't so.
It's better than 1. Better than 1.
Do I have anything to help me with this? No, I don't.
You
Okay.
see in the far corner
Somebody donate.
some kind of a garment. I was about to say, if somebody pays for an ad read right now.
Please, somebody pay for an ad. I'll do
Help!
it again.
Help! Help us, chat. You're our only hope.
$20. Get
as-
an ad read and a reroll.
As a Conrad stan, I'm not too upset with these results.
Remember that mean girl in high school, viewers? Wouldn't you have loved to destroy her prom dress on the biggest night of her life?
It looks like we have
Donate
somebody
now.
willing to buy. Trish,
Oh, yeah,
put the
yeah,
link in.
we have a challenger.
Go here. Go here.
I will preemptively go and grab that ad.
I hope they actually do it. I feel like a jerk now when I don't.
Oh no, it's all good. I know what I'm going to say otherwise. I just wanted to give chat a chance since that is our format.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding. It's like the elevator music point. Bing, 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 bing. I was even in an elevator with friends. What is it about an elevator that you just like instantly stop? Like there is like you can't make eye contact. You can't talk. You can't. It must be a demon thing.
Yeah, all elevators are
Okay.
demonic portals.
Right?
Nicholas
like
in chat said that they're good for it.
Yeah.
So let's move forward with the ad read. So Trinitier, if you would like to read this ad that I've just shared.
Absolutely. When you need to haul your hoard, put your trust in a name that's known for legendary resistance. Semi-Gorgon Moving Company. You don't need 2 heads with our extended length planar mirrors, which now come standard in all models, giving you the advantage on perception. Semi-Gorgon Moving Company, a family company.
Do they have like a jingle? Semi-Gorgon Moving Company. You don't need 2 heads.
Well, it has a jingle now.
That was my fault. I missed a couple of words in that write-up. So that stumble was my fault, not the lovely Trinitiers. And yeah,
These are so good though.
That gives you inspiration. Feel free to re-roll it.
Okay, please. Not a 3. Higher than a 3.
That would be
Let's
pretty
see.
great though.
Okay, that's a 15.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's much better. And a 15
So
is
much
high
better,
enough.
yes.
Yeah. To it takes you a little while. For a second, you're unsure. You see the most beautiful dress you've ever seen tucked away in a corner in a bag. Nobody's working on it, which seems very strange. And then you realize, oh, that's just yard debris, and manage to spot in the back this gorgeous, just smoldering red dress that's being tailored as we speak. And you know that is Demona's.
Nice.
Okay. In my background is sage, so I happen to have vials of ink on me. So I'm going to, just walk on by and just be like, is there anything I can help? Oh no! What a horrible thing that happened.
Tentacles just go wild. As
What language is this, by the way? I might know it.
That would be what do aberrations speak in D&D?
Abyssal? No.
Infernal, I think, or aberrations
No,
are kind of like all over.
aberrations.
They're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know in Pathfinder it's Aklo. I don't know what it is in D&D.
it's a hit and
Um,
miss. You can
but
literally
what
make it up.
languages do you know?
Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Goblin, and Sylvan, so probably not.
Okay, that does not cross over with these things. So you can't tell, but it seems upset. It doesn't. It like a bunch of them kind of usher you out. They
I'm
seem less
so
upset at you and
sorry.
more concerned about their impending demise at the hands of this awful teenager. But that is
Demise?
great. We
Yeah,
shall
that
see.
teenager needs to be subdued. Okay.
Subdued.
It is your turn, Jean-Marie. What would you like to do?
Kick their ass.
So we have established. Did we decide we like the shoes, or do we need to try to go for something better?
The shoes are amazing, and you can easily afford the best of what you're carrying due to all the donations.
Woohoo! Okay.
So the
are
shoes are you will not do better than these shoes.
What, if anything, is our weak point?
Dress and jewelry are both middling. The dress is worth a bigger point weight, so possibly dress.
Let's go ahead then, and let's see. I need to go back to my sheet. As somebody plays some interesting elevator-esque music behind me.
Da 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 da.
I was surprised nobody heard what I heard. So, yay. I would like to first get my Discord under control. And I would like to go ahead and I think I want to. All right, this might sound really weird, but it's one of my strongest.
Go for it.
I always like when things start that way.
I would like to use actually medicine to help find a dress that is going to not just look good, but also be most like endurable. Because if you're not comfortable in the dress you're wearing, it's going to end up, you can have the greatest dress in the world, but if it's going to hurt, it's going to screw up your whole thing.
Yeah, no, I'll give that to you. That's
Amazing.
great. You can use your knowledge of flesh bodies to make sure that it will be comfortable and durable. I like that very much.
Well, you totally eyeballed Lily's measurements before you left, right?
24.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Nice.
That's so good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this-
thinking about the health of the wearer, because that matters. You know,
Mhm.
knowing that you're gonna be comfortable and safe and not be hurting while you're trying to impress people is always a good thing.
It's always good.
Shop for your body type, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
I guess
this,
that's what I say I'm kind of doing. Yeah, shopping for Lily's body type, sort of.
this search takes you on quite the journey, because everything here is fast fashion. It's not built to last. It's not built to be particularly comfortable. And as you make the rounds, nothing on the floor seems worth buying. And then you spot something from the corner of your eye lying haphazardly in one of the dressing rooms.
Ooh, sweet.
As you lift it up, it's perfect. It's a resplendent ice blue ball gown adorned in shimmering crystals and soft pink roses. This is the one.
Matches
Oh
my
my
shoes.
god, yes. Bring it back to the rest of the group. Like, yes.
I'm actually impressed.
Awesome. That looks great.
When you take the whole person into account, you get better stuff.
That's looking pretty good. Jonas, do you wanna do something with this final round?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've kind of gotten, these poor shopkeeps in trouble, so it doesn't seem fair to leave them, ethically.
Why not?
Can't leave them
I love
to vent the
ethics
wrath.
debate in hell.
The ethics debate in hell.
Yes. Yes.
Because furbolgs have an innate ability to disguise self, and they can shrink a little bit.
That's right.
I'm going to take on the appearance, step into a closet and take on the appearance of one of these creatures with the tentacles.
It's not perfect, but you think it's passable.
It's passable. And I'm going to, as they're fleeing for the hills, I imagine, I'm going to pick up the dress and spirit it out to the customer, subtly using one of my artificer's skills, mechanical tinkering, to also make it smell like a large pile of beach towels that someone forgot for a year.
Awful. As you hand it to Miss Beauregard, she is livid. What is this? What did you do to my dress?
And I am just going to gibber in what sounds like just, not quite language, but like the sort of like fearful kind of, thing people do when they don't have words.
What am I going to do now? I can't wear this. How are you going to fix this?
And I take the mermaid dress that I had before and I offer.
She looks so angry as she snatches it out of your hands, knocks the red dress you're holding onto the floor, and just says, "I'm never shopping here again. And my parents will hear about this." And she storms out. She doesn't even pay for the dress. But she storms out with the mermaid dress.
As she leaves, I subtly remove the magic, prestidigitation, the ink blotches off, and just kind of like, box it up and put it away somewhere.
As you just kind of like poof, like the prestige. Some of these tentacle creatures just kind of they seem very, very impressed with what you just did.
Conrad, completely oblivious to all of this, is like looking over the dress and the shoes and the stuff, and he's like, wow, I mean, look at this assortment of clothing and accessories that we've got here. I think we've got a very compelling outfit, and we didn't even have to do anything underhanded or that might ruin a young lady's night. Ain't that just the best?
Jack, what would you like to do?
Jack rolled a 23 with the advantage that you gave for them to find a new piece of jewelry to go with his spiked necklace now. Because if he found a better one, then he can keep that. That's what he's hoping anyways.
Yeah.
He's going to try and sell it as a finder's fee.
You find exactly what you needed, which is a full set of this just like crystal jewelry that matches the other two items so well, and even has some little flower buds on it. Y'all did great. So you have all three items in excess of a 20 score. Conrad, last action of the skill challenge. What would you like to do?
So I think feeling bad for our imp friend who's currently grave robbing, Conrad would like to attempt to get the price lowered for these outfits.
Ooh, I like
And
that.
so like Conrad will attempt, like when we go to the like cashier, Conrad's like, we're like new customers, and there's this Dominarch thing going on, and we're getting I think a sizable amount of things right now. Is there like a package deal or like a first customer kind of like, you know, deal, or some kind of, you know, our friend here who's footing the bill is you know, a student, and they just don't make all that much, and we're new in town, and the currency doesn't quite line up, if you know what I mean. So if you could help out here, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Go ahead and roll persuasion or a charisma skill of choice.
Okay, yeah, we'll take persuasion. That is a 17. No, I'm sorry, a 16.
Okay, so this tentacled clerk kind of rifles around behind the counter and pulls out a couple of coupons and scans them, and it knocks a little bit off of the price, less than you would have liked, but you're going to leave Zool with much more left on their master shard, because the master shard currently has 120 shards on it, and your entire purchase came out to 97. And this is going to reduce it by 20%.
Nice.
Ooh. Getting them
Whatever
deals.
that is. Now I got to do math.
There's an app for that.
I know. So now it comes out to 77, because I'm not dealing in fractions of shards.
Fractions of a soul. Yeah, it's probably for the best, honestly.
They don't
So,
even
yeah.
have pennies in hell.
Right.
Just like Canada.
And just as you all finish up your purchases and are leaving the boutique feeling good about it, you see Zool kind of coming back from where they were, covered in dirt, like the shovel is dirty, and they're carrying this cute little clutch purse that is only slightly soiled, and it looks like a designer bag. It has a bee blazoned on it and like some other very fine detailing. Wow, y'all, look at that. Y'all did great. Wow, this might just work after all. And with that, we are going to take a short break.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you all for the donations so far. There's still time to donate more and hear more ads or whatever you'd like, or add an NPC. I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. If people keep donating money for me to write more chapters, I'll write more chapters of In the Autumn We Found Ourselves in.
The autumn's yeah.
You heard it here
we
first.
found ourselves in. Gotta get
Or
my
you
title
can
right.
donate for more chapters of the romance novella that that is being written. That's the best like donation reward of all of them, and I wish I thought of it. But I'm also glad I'm not writing it. So
Right?
yeah, I was so ambitious, but it's such a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we return to our heroes, we fast forward a bit, and they are at the Dominad at this high school, where you are perhaps chaperones. It's a little unclear, but nobody really questions you when you waltz in. The theme of this year's Dominad is blood moons over Avernus, and the whole auditorium is bathed in this red light. And as you walk in, there is a table where a couple of young demons are accepting votes for the Domarch.
Our chaperone's allowed to vote.
They absolutely are.
All right.
Ooh. Well, there we are.
Hi. Yeah, you can vote. Anyone here can vote. My name's Stephanie, by the way. I don't think we've met.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we are chaperones. Yeah, from across town.
Cool.
Can I roll a sleight of hand check to slip more than one vote into the box?
Oh, yes. You absolutely can.
Yes. Because I don't want the material plane to die. And morals, Trinity
Don't
has,
seem to be
has
Trinity
them.
strong suit.
Yep.
She has them, but greater good and all that. Sleight of hand. Come on. 16.
16.
If it's
So,
not good enough, Jacqueline is willing to like make a scene for Trinity to be able to like pull this off.
Yeah, go
Is
for
that
it.
rolling an advantage?
Let's consider that. Yeah, let's consider that like a help action. Go ahead and describe your scene that you're making, and Trinity can roll
Oh,
the
shit.
second die for that.
Of course, I have to do that.
Yeah, different students they're all dressed up, they're milling around. You see all manners of devils and even some other creatures, including imps, demons,
So
things like that.
Jack is gonna full on pull out his trident, and Jack is a throwing. He's got the thrown martial ability. So he's gonna pull out his trident and get his javelins lined up, and then he's gonna like. It's not gonna be like a so much a look at me as in like just start showing off like a street performer. But I'm not doing a performance check. I'll make an attack roll if I can, because I want to like hit like say through the donut hole on the coffee shop just on campus, and kind of like do a few like just over the top unnecessary attack rolls that draw everyone's attention away.
Heck yes, go for it.
Okay, so we'll do my javelin first. So I'm gonna get. Come on, really? I rolled a freaking 2. I mean, with a 2, it's still 8. I got a +6 to do this, but it's like, come on. All right, so he like shakes himself off. He's like, all right, out of practice. All right, so, let's back up. Give a guy a space. And he'll give another one a second attempt here. It's much better. It's an 18.
Yeah, like a bunch of the students kind of notice. A few of them cheer you, and a couple of these big kind of jock devils kind of walk over, dressed in their tuxes. The one of them that seems to be like more in charge just says, "Whoa, gnarly! Did you play knife ball when you were our age?"
I play knife ball still, kid.
Right on.
Team champion.
Nice. Yeah, we're on the local team here. My name's Todd Sothoth, and this is my buddy Jerry. Jerry is strangely holding on to a tub filled with jelly. And he's not really acknowledging you. He's just really looking into this tub of jelly.
Todd, Jerry, how you doing? Hey, do you want to take a shot?
Yeah, heck yeah.
I flip
Kudos to the person who I think put the jelly or put Jerry.
Oh yeah, we
out
totally
there.
had Jerry jelly named.
Jerry is a donation NPC.
Yep.
There was also another donation NPC earlier, but I think we've all already forgotten her.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Stephanie's quirk is that she's very forgettable.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's fun having a list that I need to work into this.
Okay, so I toss my third and final javelin over to Todd. Here, take your shot, man. Take your shot.
Oh, right on, bro. Winds up, throws it. Bro. That was a natural 14. I figure he probably has a +4 or +5. So it's a beautiful shot through the donut.
I got a 25 to like use my trident to give the javelin like that extra kind of like bump so that it's just that perfect through. So it shows off me and makes him look good at the same time.
Righteous.
Well, with the advantage I am getting, that is a dirty 20.
Ooh. Yeah,
To
as everyone's
Slip
watching,
past somebody.
yes, as everyone's just kind of fixated on this sort of ad hoc knife ball practice, you manage to just start stuffing this ballot box with votes.
For Lily, to be clear.
Yeah. It'd be you just like your own name. You just like usurp her.
Trinadier.
It'd be very funny.
He doesn't even go here.
Actually, no.
Don't
What
even
you're
go to
doing
the
is
school.
it's like you're voting. You're putting in votes on behalf of all of the mortals of the prime plane.
That's the moral argument, yes.
So yeah, for all
that is how we're swinging this.
ballots.
With that, as you're all
And-
kind of getting your votes in, commiserating, and maybe having your photo taken in front of the Ring of Fire. I assume you'd want that.
Oh,
Todd,
Jerry, and I are like bros now.
Yeah, heck yes.
Yeah.
Heck
That's
yes.
what bros do, right? Bros do.
You lose track of time a little bit, and then Lily finally shows up, a little late, but tastefully so. And she looks gorgeous, decked out in these amazing items that you procured, carrying this designer clutch purse. Her hair is made up, and she looks unlike the Lily that you saw, nervously fidgeting in a bookstore this very morning. And the room goes silent.
Here in the back, Conrad go, "Aww."
Lydia like punches him in the arm, like, shh,
Ow.
ruining the atmosphere.
Dang it.
Genre kind of gives a little like woof whistle, like a kind of drawing the eyes of those around them to the very stunning competitor that has just walked in the room.
Yeah, and not even a moment later, Demona walks in that mermaid gown from earlier and looks so incredibly pissed off that she did not get the same reaction. So transparently, Lily's outfit score is 97. Her Demona's outfit score, if you don't mess with her, is 90. Currently it is much less. And so as the votes are counted up, and the dog-headed principal, Mr. Barris, makes his way onto stage, reading the results and saying that the winner of this year's Dominod contest, it's not a contest, votes? Anyway, the Domark
Election
this year, yes, thank you, is Lilith. And a red light spotlights Lily, and her eyes start tearing up a little bit.
That's on theme. That's good.
Yeah.
Can I get the band to start playing Thunderwall?
You absolutely start doing so. Were you saying something?
I was just gonna say, before it was announced, the results were announced, Conrad would have gone over to Miss Beauregard and been like, "Oh, you look lovely tonight. I hope tonight's especially wonderful for you this evening."
She's just going off. She's like, she won, and why are you here? I don't care. You can eat my entire ass. And
No, thank you.
sure enough, as you watch her in this, mermaid gown, she starts transforming, bulking up, muscling out, and until you see a full-sized Balor, wearing, the remains of this sparkly dress and just bellowing.
What did you do? You sabotaged me. You had to. I'm the rightful winner. I'll crush you.
Oh my
and
God.
this
Dana,
this
you have
Balor
everything.
just marches straight towards Lily. I need all of you to
Balor?
roll initiative.
We're level 5.
I know. I asked you what level you wanted to play. You gave me a number.
This is my fault. I said 5 plus.
we,
Yeah.
No, you're
we don't
you're
necessarily
great.
have to defeat her in the regular way, though.
Well, I do. I'm a champion fighter, so I actually have to like put myself into the middle. So I'm gonna ready myself for what it's worth to do an intercede. I can use
Okay.
an interception reaction.
So go ahead and everyone roll initiative for this combat.
Okay.
I
Got a
got
13.
16 for me.
Not the fastest on the uptake. I'm at an 8.
5.
Everybody beat me by a long shot.
Everybody?
Yep.
What'd you get?
1.
Nice.
Oh, Jen!
What did Jack get?
Jack got a 13.
Okay. Conrad, I believe you had the 16.
Yes.
You are first to act, as usual.
All right. Conrad's like, young lady, I feel like violence here in this most special of nights is just not the answer. So he's gonna step in between her and Lily, and is just trying to do chaperone things. He's just like legitimately trying to be a chaperone at this Damarchy like prom event thing, and so he's just like holding his arms out and just like, oh, you should calm down. In fact, I think he's actually going to cast calm emotions again.
Ooh, okay. This
Ooh.
time she actually will try to roll a saving throw. What save is it?
It is a charisma save. She can choose to fail if she wishes. You can choose to fail this. It says in the text.
That is wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Well, the DC is 14.
And she got an 18. So
All right.
she just roars in your face.
Did you just try to calm me? I won't be calm. If you stand in my way, I will crush you.
Don't you tell me to calm down.
That's a bit excessive, but yeah, I did try to do that. I apologize. I just thought that maybe a little bit of a interception here might prevent you from doing something that you would look back and regret. And that's Conrad's turn.
Okay, that makes it Jack.
Okay. So Jack doesn't want anyone crushed. Jack wants to like make sure that they can kind of be in between Lily and the. I've got interception as a fighting style, so I can use a reaction to reduce damage done to somebody within 5 feet of me. So I'm going to make sure I'm within 5 feet of Lily. And then, I mean, everyone knows that a good high school fight always ends because there's a dance off. So I'm going to try and challenge them to a dance off. I want to see if I can get what's a good dance off song. How about Fireball by instead of Firework? And we're gonna see if we can do a dance off. So I'll be ready with my reaction.
Fireball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'll do a performance, I guess.
Yeah. Performance.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hey, that's not bad. 17. And I'm staying within 5 feet of Lily, so I got my interception ready if I need to.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. She seems incredibly confused by what just happened. Remind me of the number one more time. 16?
17.
17?
Yeah, I rolled a 16. I got a +1 to performance.
Okay.
Do you ever feel challenge rating none?
All the time.
Demona in this form, she pauses when she sees you dancing, but it wasn't quite high enough to make her join in your dance off. She will, that momentary confusion will cost her one of her attacks.
Nice.
And then she's going to attempt to move past you and attack Lily. What does interception do?
When a creature I can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you with an attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage done by 1d10 + 3.
Oh, that's great.
I must be wielding a shield or a simple martial weapon to do this. Simple or martial weapon. So I'll just be like, Todd, trident, and get Todd to like toss me the trident. I'll grab it like epically.
Right on. Fight.
This is the closest to jock I've ever been in my life, everybody. Like, this is not even an exaggeration.
So yeah, this huge flaming sword of chipped obsidian comes down on Lily for 22 points of damage. You have that, I believe is what you just said. So it's only 11, and Lily is okay for the time being. That takes us to Jonas.
All right.
Sidonis just put in the chat, try hard, man.
Oh man. Let's see. Can I tell like who has the most of her ire at this point?
1000% Lily has almost all of her focus.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go back her up. I'm going to sort of slide behind her and just like tap her on the shoulder and cast protection from evil and good.
Very nice. That doesn't require any rolls, does it?
No, not for her, but creatures who are fiends have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. And
Perfect.
She can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Love it. Lily just says, thanks.
We got you, kid. It's all good.
Did your accent just go Russian?
I know. What even is this now?
Cue Soviet anthem.
Yep.
That's amazing.
That seems to be kind of where Jonas's accent has always gone.
The roving accent is real.
We got all of you.
We have all of you, yes.
That takes us to
know.
Trinidir.
Trinidir is going to probably get up on a table, and she's just gonna shoot it.
Watch out for the punch.
Yeah.
Okay. So she has 2 attacks with her longbow. So that's a 16 to hit.
Your arrows hit true. It's a large target, but they don't penetrate its armor-like skin and break apart on its red scales.
Okay. And my second attack is a 26.
That does manage to find a seam between these armor plates.
All right. For minimum damage, 4.
What? Did you just shoot me with an arrow?
Who even does that?
How did they even let you pass security with that?
And with that, it is Jeanri's turn.
All right. So not only is Lily protected from good and evil, Lily will also be sanctuaried.
Ooh.
Very nice. Very
Let me
nice.
just mark that's. Oops.
Oh man, now I wish I had taken Shield of Faith. Then we could have Voltroned all the defensive buffs on her.
So what that does, okay,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
warded again. If anybody tries to target her, they've got to do a wisdom saving throw. The D18.
Very nice. Very, very nice. That is
and on a failed save, they got to choose another target, or they lose it.
Mm-hmm.
It won't protect against area attacks, unfortunately.
Well, it should do plenty. Because the Balor has mainly weapon attacks.
Yeah. So, and Lily, just hold tight, Lily.
Thanks, Jeanri. Thanks, all of you.
Translation: Don't retaliate. I can't protect you if you're fighting back.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
It is finally Lily's turn, and she gets a strange look on her face, and she looks down at her hands. There seems to be magic emanating from them, glittery and pink. And she says,
way too close for this to be good.
With all the attention that I've been getting since I showed up here, I think it's a power source for me. I think it's making me stronger. And gosh, I think if we had a donation of at least $7 more, I think the ending would be even more dynamic. It's incredible how money translates to love in very particular contexts.
Like in Beverly Hills.
Like in Beverly Hills.
I mean, I believe it's $50 per chapter for me to just keep writing this romance novel. So that puts us over by 43.
Oh, somebody's got one. It's like, yes.
I was about to say, we have plenty more of everything.
Amazing. I think Jack's considering turning into a bard after this, by the way.
Nice. And so as Lily's expression becomes determined, she stamps her foot on the ground, shattering the marble floor into a heart shape around her, which begins to glow the same pink. Heart-shaped auras, in fact, appear around all of your feet. And as they slowly move upwards, I'm assuming we're getting a donation at this point. you find yourselves
Magical girl
transformed.
transformations. Heck
Please.
yeah.
Woo!
You know what? Often I describe it, but go ahead and let's go around the table and describe your magical girl transformations. It does not have to be girly or girl-like, but you know, it's comes from the
But it
power
is
of
a-
love.
Yeah, but it is a
by.
magical girl transformation.
It is. It 100% is. So starting with Conrad, what's your magical girl transformation look like?
Okay, so Conrad's like, oh, this is weird. And then he starts to spin and like his suit tastefully he turns into like a glowing silhouette as his clothing tastefully disappears. You can't see anything because that's how those transformations work. And then the light reforms and he's got a very nice like suit and a really large 10-gallon hat that matches the colors and like really crazy cowboy boots with spurs and he's just and the biggest belt buckle that's a giant heart with like enamel of different like colors going through the different shades of the rainbow. And he goes, oh, I can dig this. And that's
What's the primary color of your outfit?
So it's oh goodness, I think it's a white. It's just a very stark white with the different like rainbow accents like on the seams and like around the on the buttons, the cufflinks and things like that. So yeah.
Very good. What are we looking at for Jack?
Oh, Jack. So Tim's not very good at this. So this is like Sailor Moon, right? That's the spinning
Yes.
thing. Okay,
Yeah,
good. Thank you.
yep.
Yeah, I had no idea what you're talking about for a second. I had to like catch up. Literally Googled, so I was like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So okay, so so the camera does the spin, and Jack is gonna like all Jack's clothes kind of do that like that epic kind of out. Jack's abs were the theme of chapter 23, which is more abs, without him ever realizing it, and they're just like and then when Jack lands, he's gonna have like a cape, bikini brief, he's going full like bikini armor, but male vibes, and he's gonna have like the hair, and he's gonna do the full Superman pose as he lands, and then it's just yes is all he's gonna say. Like that's just it. His theme color is gonna be purple.
That is perfect. Jonas, how
All right.
are you looking?
I think Jonas is going to fuzz out briefly from existence as they do a sort of more the transition style than the Sailor Moon clothing bursting off situation. And when they come back in with a flash of brightly colored rainbow mechanical gears, they look like the best of a steampunk convention just threw up. Top
Yes.
hat, monocle,
That's
vest. I think I may have broke Tim there for a second.
Does your outfit
I
have
love
a
this.
main color?
Yes, I think it's going to be sort of a nice salmon pink to go with the blue complexion. And if you take a quick look over to Jitters, the squirrel automata that has been completely forgotten up until this point, a little pink bow just pops into existence on its head.
That is amazing. How about Trinity?
Love it.
Oh, Trinity definitely has the Sailor Moon, like, she spins and floats up in the air, and her hair becomes like fuller and longer, and then like she like comes out of it like arms out, and like there's glitter, and flowers are appearing in her hair. And her dress, because now it's a dress, is a gown that looks like it's made out of leaves and flower petals, and just absolutely stunning. And her bow just looks more epic, and has like vines like around it.
I love it.
Yes,
Primary color?
green.
Of course. I love that. That's so good. And last but not least, genre. How's our transformation looking?
Well, my theme kind of got snagged. To be honest, but maybe it is.
I could pick a
just
different color.
Double
similar.
down.
Actually, with genre, down by their feet, it is like almost like water flowing. There is like a water, almost like water on a beach. And as you kind of look up their form, you see it almost looks like their legs and their stance are kind of like a mountain, and as you kind of go up their body is like a mountain with kind of leaves and like it almost looks like a mountain with like plants growing up the mountain. And as you kind of reach up their arms, which are also kind of spread wide, it's like the sky blue of a summer day with like little puffy clouds, and their head is basically this shining, almost radiant sun effect going. So they're really actually couldn't be said to really have a primary color. They're all colors in their place.
Jack wants to full and lean next to the battleground and be, that is so cool.
No, that is gorgeous. I love all the colors everyone picked too. That's a gorgeous palette. I like it. I picture it in my head. It's very vibrant. So as you are filled with this power of love, you feel powerful enough to fight a Balor. And she knows it. She senses it. And suddenly she stands down.
I just wanted today to be a special day and to end all mortal existence.
It could still be the first one.
I can't have anything I want.
And she
There are
gradually
other
transforms back into
special-
her normal self.
Jack wants to lean in and be like, do you want to go like pour boiling water down an anthole?
I'd like that. And just as you're all kind of finishing up, this demonic creature on all fours with very long front limbs and large jaws full of shark-like teeth, sitting beneath a kind of faux human face on the top of their head, kind of ambles towards all of you and just says, "Hi guys, my name's Sylvia, and you're just the coolest, and I really would love if you join my desks and drop sheets game."
Jonas
Oh,
immediately
yeah.
perks up. Goes, they do discs and drop sheets here too, eh? Now that accent has roved again.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
live
just-
here. They stream it.
Yeah.
We all think it's really relaxing. You know, not worrying about all this other stuff for a little while and just focusing on the drop sheets.
I don't know what that is, but I'm happy to try anything really.
Sure, I'm open to learn.
I have a temp from another campaign. Can I bring that in?
Absolutely. And
too real.
Lily just kind of like puts her arms around all of you and says, "I couldn't have done this without you. The world's going to be a better place. I know it." And all of you
It's
kind of
gonna
walk off into
exist.
the sunset to play desks and drop sheets before Lily returns you back to your own plane.
I called Bard.
As they're walking, Conrad's like,
You would.
it's kind of crazy that they let high schoolers decide the fate of other planes.
God, come play Bard with me.
I
Oh,
think,
but
Jonas, at this moment, you finally remember the thing that you learned about someone last night.
Right. I learned,
I think you realize. Did Trinity admit that she's actually a half elf?
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun.
well, thank you all so much. That was our game, Belle of the Bloodmoon. Just signing off. I am Dana Ebert. I do a lot of stuff, but I am the co-founder and creative director at TPK Brewing Co., a majority queer women of color owned craft brewery coming to Portland, Oregon next spring. I also am a full-time content creator and voice actor, and I am best known for my work on Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Check out her stuff. It's really cool.
Thank you.
You're
And
plain
if
and
you
simple
all
wicked
would like
DM.
to introduce yourselves again, please do.
Once again, I am Alexandria Wright. I am a DM over at Dungeons and Do-Gooders. Please check us out. We have a fantastic community, very welcoming, interactive storytelling. It's not like any other West Marches setting that you've been at, I promise. And be on the lookout for not only the oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the title again. The autumn in which we found ourselves.
The autumn we
no,
found ourselves in.
The autumn we found ourselves in. I have it written down. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But also, eventually, I am also the head writer for a small company called the Paraceline Players, and we are working on a radio play called The Fenton
Ooh.
Files. And James is the main voice, main character for that, and be on the lookout for that if you're interested.
Yeah, I'm James. I work for Dungeons and Do-Gooders as well. Also in the Paraceline Players. I generally play lots of D&D, play some games, and you might find me on various streams. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
I'm Izzy. That's it.
I'm the GM Tim. You can catch me at thegmtim.ca, and I do games and all sorts of stuff. So come say hi. Dana, this was really good. Thank you.
Thank
And
you
the
for
rest of your
playing it. It was
players, you
super
guys
fun.
were so much fun to play with. Oh my god.
I know, right?
Y'all gave
And-
me so much to work with.
Yeah.
It just made me want to do the romance novella scene for
Ever.
the whole
I mean,
3 hours.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, finishing off, I guess, I am Taryn. I have actually 2 main points. I am doing, again, I have my SoundCloud. I'm putting actually both my links here in the Zoom meeting. If that transfers over. But I have my SoundCloud that I do, like I said, beds, instrumental beds, bits for ringtones, podcasts, hold music, whatever you want to use them for. I am also doing some streaming on Twitch here and there with a kind of an emphasis on accessible gaming. So a lot of all my streams are accessibility focused, playing games that are accessible as a blind person and also as a hard of hearing individual. So that's at Taryn Van E on Twitch. You can find me there, and the more people that follow me there, the more I will actually get out there and stream. So keep an eye out for that. Currently, my main theme is, my big one that I'm streaming is Space Wave Race, action space simulation. So yeah, check me out in those places.
Awesome. Thank you all again for all of your wonderful donations. I forgot to mention, if you want to find our website, it's tpkbrewing.com, and we have a crowdfunder campaign starting next week with a lot of cool swag. It's to fund a adventure module that's a sort of a prequel to our in-house campaign in our home setting. If y'all would check it out, I would love that. But thank you so much for everything. Roarcat Reads thanks you. Rainbow Refugee thanks you. And we all thank you.